Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Ravina Bhaskaran, an author, illustrator, and publisher. And if you are coming back again, I welcome you all. I am really excited about today's topic. It's been really long since I posted that long video about myself, my previous video. Today, we are gonna talk about one interesting topic, very important topic, because it's something that can completely change the way your artwork looks. We are gonna talk about highlights, why they matter, where to place them, and the different tools and techniques you can use to create them. You have watched many people use white gel pen or white highlights or some other kind of highlights in the illustration. In the coloring book, while they color the book. So I thought of sharing my insight on this topic. When we think about coloring books or even illustration in general, we often focus so much on filling in the colors, shading, and blending. But the highlights are like that secret ingredient. They are what makes your work pop off the page and feel alive. So today I'll show you some example from other artists as well, both digitally and traditional medium. So we can see that, and then I'll share some page in my sketchbook where I have sketched out some teeny tiny examples which I feel would be appropriate for this topic. Okay, so whether you're coloring casually or for fun or working as an illustrator, this will give you practical ideas you can apply right away. So let's talk about what are highlights and why they matter. Let's start simple. What are highlights? Highlights are brightest area in the drawing where light directly hits the object. Think of it like a photograph. Okay, this is one object, and you will have lights and shadow as well. So this is my window medium here. So the light is coming from here, from top left. So here are the highlights, and this bottom corner is the shadow. So highlight will make the area looks lighter. I hope you can see it from this black object. So that's why I am showing you this. So these are the highlights, that shiny sparkly light you can see in every object. These are the highlights. So if you take a picture of a shiny apple, you'll always see that little white or bright spot where the light reflects. Or think of any other object like this. Without highlights, our coloring something looks flat. Even though we don't want to color hyper realistic images, it's better to give highlights here and there so that our coloring book pages will look more interesting. Even if we have shadows, shadows will give depth, but highlight gives that sparkle, the dimension, and life to your illustration. Highlights are also powerful for storytelling. For example, if you add a sparkle to a fairy wing, it suddenly feels magical, or sparkles here and there around any key, then it will feel a very whimsical kind of a key, something like that. If you highlight a raindrop of a flower petal, the whole page feels fresh and dewy. So highlight is really important. In short, highlights tell the eye where to look and make your artwork feel 3D instead of that 2D image. Now I'll show you some example in my sketchbook where I have worked on few examples for you. This is where it gets fun. Highlights don't look the same on every surface, right? So let's break down on some material and object you might color in your books. First thing is glass or transparent object. I have already made some doodles. It's a very rough doodles in a 2-minute gap I got. So it's a very rough doodle. Don't bother much about the perspective or something here. I just want to show you some example. First thing is glass and transparent objects. I think glasses, jars, bottles, the highlight is usually sharp white streak or dot. Because glass is super effective, sometimes the highlight even curves with the shape of the bottle. Here I have covered all the black lines with my jelly roll pen. Let's talk about the mediums later. Now I have covered everything with my jelly roll pen. So this one is covered everything. Here and there I have covered. See a little spark here. If you have something like filled with dark portion or dark color liquid also, you can give some highlights here. Wait a minute. Yeah, highlights like this. So this feels like your glass surface is reflecting. And another thing is mirrors and reflective surfaces. These can be dramatic, lots of bright areas, sometimes repeated reflection. Adding just one sharp white line can make a mirror look believable. So I have covered this line with white jelly roll. Even if the mirror is so dark, you can create some streaks like this and make it looks like a reflective surface. Also here in this glasses also you can use some white highlights. I hope you can see. And the third thing is crystal and gemstones. These are so much fun. Highlights here aren't just dots, they are little geometric sparkles. Sometimes you can combine a white pen with a bright pastel color underneath to get that glowing effect. Here I have used here and there some white lines to make it look like, I hope you can see clearly without any flickering of light. Yeah, it will look like this. And then some other examples like wings or feather, where you can hide out that black line, it will look more whimsical or magical. Or clouds or cotton. What I will say is, whichever object is more fragile, you want to show it looks more fragile and soft, or they are so delicate, then you can use some white highlights over there. These are some cotton candies or cotton, whatever you want to call it. And another thing is flower and nature. Flower petals often catch light at their edges, so you can cover completely with the white pen, or here and there for the highlights. A small highlight can make them look soft and realistic. Or water droplets on petals, on leaves, that's where a tiny dot of white can look it more interesting. Other thing is jewelry or metal. Here I have doodled some metal iron rod. So if consider the light is coming from this point, so the top portion will get the light, so I have highlighted that portion. Other thing is you can use for in the eyes, gives them life. Without it, characters look dull or lifeless, I would say. So you can give any white dots here and there, maybe another one small white dot here, so you can play around with that. Other thing is water or bubble. If you want to make some water bubbles, you can hide out all the black lines, so it will look like a bubble. Or if you are coloring any ocean or sea or water themed, then you can hide out the black line, so it will look more subtle water like thing. Next thing is food or candy wrappers or anything that is glossy. Okay, adding highlights make them look juicy, plumpy, and edible. Now let's answer the question: when should I use highlights? The short answer: whenever you want to suggest light, shine, or focus. Here are some situations where highlights really shine to show something is fragile or delicate, like glass, bulbs, wings, something like that. To make something look magical, like sparkle, stars, or glowing crystals, something like that, you can use the highlight. To create contrast, like the rim of the dark object which is catching the light. I'll show you some example later. As of now, I am telling everything. To draw attention, if you highlight the tip of the sword, the viewer's eyes go straight there and they will one day concentrate on that. That's the main focal point there. Other than that, to finish a piece, something one tiny highlight is the difference between unfinished and done. Yeah, I will always add a highlight as my final step in my illustration, even digitally or this coloring book project. The trick is not to overdo it. Too many highlights can look messy and unrealistic. Less is more often. You will feel like you haven't done much on your illustration at the end, but once you step out from the page and look at that after some time, you will feel, or if you take a photograph also, you will feel that that little highlight is more than enough, and that will bring the coloring to the next level. Now I'm going to show you some samples from other artists that I've saved on my phone. These are just screenshots I have collected for my own study and inspiration. All the credits belong to the original artist. I'm only sharing them here for learning purpose, so we can observe different people use highlights in their work. If you see something you like, I really encourage you to check out their pages and support their art. In this illustration, the light source is this book, the center of the book, and this bunny gets a lot of highlights on her cheek, and in this little mouse also is getting a lot of highlights. The object which is near to the light source will get more highlights, and also these sparkles. Hmm, it looks so magical. And in these bunny ears, here and here, and there is a streak white lines which is so reflective. This illustration covers all our examples, like this glass jars around the rim, and the glass jars outer edge, I mean, which is near to this light source. It has more vivid and opaque lines. Again, something metal, this compass or time stopper, something, this clock kind of thing, also has a very good reflection on these paper as well. And look at this magnifying glass in center of the blue color glass. You will get some yellow streak which reflects so good. And around this rim of that magnifying glass also, you will get the highlight on these pencil and handles of the rim everywhere in the book. And the bookshelf is also getting enough highlights. And this clock chirping bird and this pendulum metal, everything is getting enough amount of highlight. And that's how it looks so magical. This illustration she depicted so beautifully, I would say. This is a digital illustration. They are talking under underground. So these underground, I mean, the object which is outer from the light source are really dark, I mean these roots or underground. Here also she have mentioned few highlights around the edges where it will catch few lights here and there, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And let's move on to another illustration. This one is also beautiful. Mm, I don't know whether this is digital or gouache painting. It feels like canvas, but I think this is digital. I don't know. So the light source is behind, and the edges of the face of this boy are more highlighted using the pale yellow color. You can also get the pale yellow color gel pen or Posca pen or any other acrylic pen and use it as a highlight on top of his hair. And left side of the bark is getting nice amount of highlights. Mm. And the object that is away from the light source, which is the backside of his sweater and pant, is getting less highlights and they look darker. And let's move on to another illustration. This is a digital illustration, I guess, I'm not sure. Here look at that squirrel edges. It looks like using a white liner around these highlighting areas. Every squirrel has this little bit of highlights here and there, and also some pale green color for these branches. And it looks, once we zoom out, it looks so magical. It's because of that highlight, perfect amount of highlight in the illustration. Now let's move on to this. Here the star is the highlight, and the object which is close to the light source is getting so much of highlights. And I think this is a watercolor illustration and traditional medium. And here also this little girl or boy is getting highlight and the tip of the hoodie and the nose and the sweater, here the legs and shoes. Also here the part of this monster hand is also getting enough highlight. And the object which is away from the light source is of normal color or darker compared to the front area where which is getting enough amount of light. And another thing which is so beautiful and adorable, I think this is a traditional illustration. Nowadays, we cannot say which one is traditional and digital. The brushes, the digital brushes are so unique and realistic like a traditional medium. Here you can see on this little lamp, I guess, yeah. The pale yellow highlights looks like it's standing under the tree, and wherever there is no leaves, the light is coming from there and giving these kind of highlights. On top of this, piggy's back and head, ears was also getting enough highlight. Also in this rabbit, they are so adorable. I really love this illustration. On this foxglove flower also, that the top part is getting lighter highlights. She have done an incredible work. Look at this. Each blade of the grass is getting enough amount of highlights. This actually brings the illustration to next level. Such a beautiful artwork. And this is very interesting from same artist, I guess. Yeah, same artist. Here, look at this. Each single flower is a light source, and each girl will get their highlights in this left side. Mm, and it looks absolutely amazing. If the flower is blue glowing, then the light is getting that shade as a highlight. It's actually so good. Awesome. Here, this boy is holding a flower and he's also getting highlight, and from that light, she is also getting some highlight. And this looks absolutely amazing. Apart from these flower highlights, here also, I think the sun setting or sunrise, the branches and the trunk of the tree is getting beautiful amount of highlight. And this is another simple example. The window panes is so reflective. She have used different shades of yellow here, and the lighter shade is the highlight, and the object surrounding that reflective surface is also getting enough highlight. And what else here, the instead of using white water, they have used some light blue to give some water effect, and each blades of these long grasses is getting enough highlight. Next one is this beautiful illustration. Now we have seen all kind of night scenes, dark scenes. Yeah, now you can see this example, which has many light source here. This small object, I mean the cracker, is one light source, and here the fire camp is one light source. Other than that, this shopping hut is also another light source where the light is switched on. Apart from that, there is a big light source. This is a day sky, so or evening sky, where the sky is so bright and the branches are getting some amount of highlight, and the object which is so close to the fire or these cracker is getting that thin opaque line of highlight. This is a very good example to show all kinds of highlight. Sky source is also getting highlight. In these tree, you can see some amount of light green. We can feel that the light green is the highlighted area. Here around the glass of this car is getting highlight, and around the rim of this tires is also getting highlight. I hope I made sense. And here also the light source is that sky behind these two people, and they are getting enough amount of highlights in their forehead, because the water will reflect the sunlight, and it's reflecting back again to their faces and hair, and it's getting highlight. Look at this, the hair which is hanging below this shadow part, this bridge, it's getting lighter, and it is getting more highlight, and here one or two strands of hair is getting that highlight. It's so good. Look at this branch, again it's getting enough amount of highlight. Next, these are colorists, I would say, people who color the coloring books. I am incredible about this Faye in, I don't know, he or she, whoever this artist may be. I really admire the artist's work. Look at the highlights they have used. That's white dot sparkles around this jellyfish, and around the stars. The highlight of that jelly roll or white pen looks, that star looks so plumpy and lively. Mm. Here also the coral is looks so reflective. I really love this illustration. And another one from the same colorist. As I have said, the glass jars are so reflective. Look at this. Here, the artist covered all the black lines, and it looks absolutely painterly effect. It looks like he painted everything. It's not looking like a coloring book. It's so much. It looks like a painterly effect. It's so realistic as well. And the next one is this black canary. I really, really, really love her work. Look at this. She is using watercolor for the illustration. She'll use mixed media. I absolutely enjoy her video, all her videos. I have watched everything. And this glass jar reflectiveness and everything is so good, super good. And another thing from this colorist is this black dots. Um, Look how she have used the black and white dots and made the toad look super reflective. Here the light source is this moon. She have picked the light from that moon, and top part of the toad face is so reflective. Apart from that, she have also given light source on each and every object. Um, if you have watched these videos by this artist, she won't use that much. What I would say, it feels like the coloring style is so easy, but the technique, that highlights and shadow part makes it more realistic. And apart from realistic, it's so catchy to our eyes. I really enjoy these kind of coloring style. And the next one is here, look at this turtle, or what is this? I don't know what creature is this. And each and every stone like thing on top of its body is reflective, because it's coming outside from the water, so it will have some water droplets here and there. They have used some white pen, and it looks absolutely incredible on this creature. And here, this one is so reflective. The metal part is so reflective. They have used good amount of highlights here and there. Yeah. And another thing in this illustration I absolutely love is this reflective mirror. I mean glass pane. It's look so good, and the coloring style is also so good in this lamp also. And around the building also, she have used some, I don't know, he or she. Okay, I think the artists have used good amount of highlights. And the next one is my absolutely favorite artist. This is absolutely incredible. We have so much to cover here. She will use a lot of jelly roll pen on her work. I absolutely adore each and every object. For each and every object, she have used the highlight using the white jelly roll pen, or whatever she's using. I don't know. It looks like a jelly roll pen. It's absolutely incredible. And another illustration from the same artist. Look at that white highlight. It turned the coloring book, it took that coloring book to the next level. It looks so good. And another uh, favorite colorist is this. Look at this illustration and the highlights. She have used sparkles around the water, creating that whirlpools, ripples in everything. And that water is also highlighting on her, reflecting on her legs, and it looks absolutely magical. She covered all the black lines. It's not harsh, very subtle and amazing illustration. Another thing, look at these tiny little ghost mushrooms. I think these are another lighting source apart from that background sky. It looks absolutely magical, even though it looks. Um, it's not a nature thing. It looks whimsical. She picked, even though the illustration is whimsical, she picked the light source of her own, and she is making this amazing. She made this amazing coloring style. Each and every element have enough amount of highlight. You can pick any part of the illustration as your light source. For example, for these wings, you can take it as a light source, or this part, the bottom of the butterfly, you can take anything as your light source and you can work from that. So pick out your light source first, and then work accordingly. The object which is close to the light source will get a very bright and light color, and away from the light source will get the darkest color. Look at this. The right side of the flower is getting more light and than the left side of the petal. It looks absolutely magical. And another one here, many light source, the stars are here, and the hanging lamps, and another one, this standing lamp, and everything is light source. And she have used her pale yellow color, and everything. Also, there is a rays from the light. Everything looks so good. And another one is this illustration which I have recently seen. It's so interesting. Look at the light source, the center one, also the sky. This is amazing. The look how the light is catched on this trunk. It looks so incredible. I absolutely enjoy zooming each and every element and watch these kind of work. And another thing is this. Here, each and every elements how she have used the highlights, the face part, and her dress is getting some highlights. It looks good actually. And another thing, look at this. What is this actually? Is this a crab or snail? I don't know, some kind of creature. Look at this. Around these lights, fairy lights, they have used that smudgy color to make it look like a highlight. And the center of the bulb, where you will find the bulb, they have used a small white dots to make it more like a light source. It looks absolutely interesting. And here, look at the water source. They have covered all the black lines and use the white pen to create an amazing effect. Here as well, the campfire is one light source, and the object near to that, I mean this pant, right side of the pant is getting enough light. Here, left side of the pant, and the guitar and the dress, or all object which is, I mean the edge which is closer to the light source is getting that white line. Here again, that pale yellow fairies, what is that, fairy bugs, light bugs, what you will call, I don't know. It's getting pale yellow color. And look at this little girl, she's getting highlights in her hands. And here another light source is here, sitting here. It's sitting here, I hope you can see. This is firefly. Yeah, that's firefly. I remember the name. This boy is getting enough amount of highlighting on his backside, on top of his face, and this glass jar is so reflective. It looks super good. I think these are the illustration that I have picked out. Now let's move on to other things. Now let's talk about the materials which you can use for your highlights. Again, I have sketched out some color. These are normal saw color pencil. This is not any special or artistic pencil, normal regular grade pencil. So my number one pen in the gel pen variant is this Uniball Signo pen. Gel pen, these are gel pens. The techniques to use your gel pen as highlight is, you want to scribble it out somewhere in your loose sheet, and then use your gel pen. In this way you can create a highlight or sparkles, whatever you want. This is actually frustrating for someone, but once you get used to it, you will actually enjoy it. You should have one loose sheet nearby. each time you use the pen, I mean each stroke. Also, you want to go little by little. For example, you cannot go a long line like this, it will look more scratchy. I don't know whether you can see. If you want the line to look opaque like this, then you want to go again. I want to clean out the tip, and again go slowly, small strokes at a time, and then color it. In this way, the line will look more opaque. And another pen is this Sakura Jelly Roll. I I have this in mini size. You can get it on Amazon. I will also include the link in my description as well. Point 0.8, point 0.5, something like that. This is my second favorite, I would say. Maximum, this Jelly Roll pen is nothing about the brand. According to my experience, what I would say is if the pen stock is new, then your highlight will look good because the gel is gonna go really smooth onto the paper. If the pen got old, then you will not get that smooth flow. As you can see, this pen is not working, and I will use this 0.5, and this is somewhat working, but this is not as good as Uniball Signo white gel. Another thing is uh, I have burnished a lot of here. This purple color is I have burnished very vigorously, so I cannot achieve that white highlight using the Sakura Jelly Roll pen. This is also a major problem if you use some oil pastels or new color, something waxy, even Prismacolors. Your Jelly Roll won't work that much. In that case, you can go with this Uni Posca pen. This will never go wrong. I really love using Uni Posca pen for snowflakes or snowfalls or water kind of effect. Everything I will use this. You want to pump once or twice, then you are good to go. There is no restriction to go in a very small stroke or something like that. You will get the opaque white lines. So this is my very favorite, and then this Uniball Signo, both are my very favorite. And Sakura Jelly Roll, when the pen is new, it will work really good. Once it got old, then that ink flow is not that proper, I would say. You will get this Uniposca pen in different sizes, and this is 1.8 to 2.5 bullet. It's so dirty. Here you will get some broad big lumps of paints, and here you can go with the detail. This is 0.7 this is the smallest one I have. So another thing is, you don't want to go with white highlights, you can use some other colors. This one is what shade? Beige. You can also use this beige color as highlights as well. I hope you will get this in smaller size as well. I am trying to get it in 0.7 if it is available on Amazon. I will include the link in the description as well. Another thing is, you can use some white pencils as well to your highlight. As of now, I'm using the same South color pencil. It won't work that much. Get one really good, nice white pencils like Derwent Drawing white pencil, Prismacolor white pencil, and Caran d'Ache Luminance white pencil. These three things are holy grail white pencil in which you can which you can use it on any illustration. It will look more vivid, but it won't be this opaque like your Posca pen or Uniball Signo pen. It will be like right, like using a color pencil on top of another color pencil. It will be more transparent. Other than that, you can use like this when you, for example, consider this as a sword, and or little knife or sword, and the light is hitting somewhere. This is the light source point, and you can use some other color like light peach, and you can create a highlight like this. I hope you can see. Also, this center part is catching some light. Like this only the white pencil will work on top of the colored one. It will give that transparent look. If you use the Posca pen, then it will be more more bright or more opaque. So it's up to you. Do whatever you like, you can use. If you prefer to go with the subtle highlight, then you can use the same color pencil as your white pencil or any other light colored pencils. You can use it as a highlight, or if you want a strong highlights, then you can use your white pens. Other than this, you can use gouache or acrylic paint, white paint, to give the highlight. If you don't like any of these, I mean your jelly pen, I heard many people don't like their jelly pens, white jelly pens, because it won't work that easily. You have to work very patient. So you can use gouache or acrylic pen. You can also get the acrylic brush markers, which is frequently available on your Amazon. I mean this Artix brush pen or any other acrylic brush inks. You can use that to create the highlights. Another thing is, highlight is not just adding the white dots here and there. You want to color the any object using some light color, and then some medium tone, and then some dark tone. In this way, if you color in this way, then it will I will pick some dark color. Wait. Okay, this one. Okay, dark shade. If you color like this, then the light shade will automatically look like a highlight one. You need to mix it properly. I hope you already know how to color like this and create a beautiful colored page. I'm telling that this lightest color from your palette will act like a highlight, and on top of this, if you want any highlights which is more vivid, then you can use your white pen. So this white line will look more reflective one, and other than that, you will get a light, medium and dark shade. Once it's dry, you can use one more layer on top of that if you want a more opaque lines, or you can color slightly on top of your jelly roll or Posca pen, whatever you have used. If you color like this, it will take away that bright whiteness, and I mean, you have to be very careful at this step, otherwise you will scratch out the pen color. So you want to be very careful and work really gently on top of it. Or else use some kind of soft pastels and then you blend it out with your finger. In that way also you will use. Many artists will use their fingers and smudge out the ends like this. For example, something like this, they will smudge it out and it will look more settled down. I will show it here. Okay, something like this, they will smudge out like this. Okay, if you want more bright or you want to hide any mistakes also, you can use the opaque, more vivid white pen. Okay, other than these highlight things, you can use your white pen to hide out all the black lines which is available on your coloring page, and then you can color it out. In that way, it will give more painterly effect to your coloring page. I will show you some example from my previously colored pages. As you can see, I have created some glass jar effect using some Posca pens reflection, and other than that, I have covered out some mushroom spots, and it looks like this. And the other thing is this sparkles, white dots here and there. If I if I colored now, then I would cover all these black lines in these fairy wings. At that time, I don't have that idea to cover this. Now, if I color now, I will hide out these wing lines. And what else I have? I will show few examples here and there. I don't know. I don't pick anything particular to show you. If it comes, I'll show you. Yeah, another one is these water falling effect. I made it with Posca pen or acrylic. I think gouache. Yeah, I used gouache paint to create this water falling effect. And one more thing from this Jingle All the Way coloring book is for glass bottles. I have created some highlights and more reflective things here. Also some snow particles here and there. Next, what else here? This nautical theme Christmas illustration. I have hide out mostly these furry animals. Yeah, this I want to mention. Whenever the animals or furry kind of things you are coloring, then you can hide out that black lines. Here also, wherever I want that shadow, there I have left out that black lines for this ladder or the wire strand, something like that. And what else I have? Just a minute. For these flowers, see, when you hide out that black lines entirely, then you will get that painterly effect. This is what I want to mention, that painterly effect. It looks like I have not colored on the coloring book. Once I complete everything, once I complete everything, then this will look like it's painted by me, so it will look so good. Once I complete it, I will show you. And the next one is these snowy play, ice play, snow play, whatever you call it. I have covered everything with my bold, very bold Posca pen, and it looks really Christmassy. And again, this one, all the snow particles that is falling down, everything is Posca pen. I have hide out the black lines in the sky, or wherever the snow particle is settled, I have used the white Posca pen and covered it out. And again, this is once you get your Christmas book or any Christmas book, or you want to paint anything so Christmassy, then your Posca pens will be your best friend. So that's the magic of highlights. They are not just little white dots, they are a way of showing light, form, and life in your illustration. If you are new to highlights, start small, add one or two tiny dots to your artwork and see how it changes. Over time, you will get a sense of where to place them naturally. My personal go to tools are Uniball Signo pen, white gouache, and then a Posca pen. These three things are my favorite, and you can also use that and see how it changes. Experiment with these materials and you will find your perfectly fit tool to your need. I hope this breakdown was helpful. Let me know in the comment what's your favorite way to add highlight is, or if you are discovered a unique technique, you can also mention that. And if you would like me to do more detailed tutorial like a step by step on highlighting crystals or metallic effect, let me know. Also, I will be doing about the same kind of video for shadows as well, because they also play equal role in coloring or illustration. So next video I can upload that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, happy coloring. Bye bye.